I'm not going to take too much time, but I stand here as an example of ties as a tie benefactor. I had a startup company that tie forums allowed me to reach out to the charter members, and I took and launched my venture through their investment. But that being said, TIE has become such a powerful institution that despite the numbers that Vish was mentioning, states of head, governments seek out advice and interaction with TIE on an ongoing basis. I was part of this is the third delegation from the government of Andhra Pradesh, and just to show the power of these delegations and their visits at TIE, we've had full houses literally at every one of these meetings. Without further ado, I think I'm very excited about introducing, the Honorable Minister Palle Raghunatha Reddy from the State of Andhra Pradesh. I just got this information off the web, and it's not difficult to understand why he's such an eminent person in the cabinet. He's an educator and an entrepreneur, so he's at the right place. He's had about 50 institutions, educational institutions that he has started, and that employ around 3,000 staff. He also holds multiple portfolios under the state government. He's the Minister for IT, the NRI Affairs, Telugu Language and Literature and Culture, Minority Welfare, Information and Public Relations. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Palle Raghunatha Reddy again, who's the primary visitor of this evening. Alongside him is Mr. Phani Kishore, who is the IT Secretary. He is an IRS cadre. Somebody was asking me what IRS meant, and says that's the revenue service in India. But he's also an IIM graduate and an extremely dynamic officer and administrator. So not a surprise that the government of Andhra Pradesh has sought him out and asked him to be the secretary of the IT initiatives. And then, of course, Nikhil Agarwal has been introduced. With that, I also want to introduce three members of the delegation that are industry related. One is, if you could stand up, Shiv Kumar, CEO of Maple Software. Maple Software is a company out in Vizag. Krishna Mohan, CEO of Inspire Edge. And then Ravindra Reddy is the CEO and Managing Director of ASR Agri Export. They also are part of the contingent, so after the presentations, and Q&A, you'll have a chance to mingle and meet and discuss, any opportunities and exciting ventures that the state of Andhra Pradesh naturally is undertaking at this point in time. A quick anecdote about Andhra Pradesh. I'm from Vizag. I have two investments in the city of Vizag. One investment makes aluminum alloy wheels. They make 1 million wheels in Vizag. So anybody looking at manufacturing, it works really well. 500,000 wheels come to GM, Chrysler, and Ford. So you may be driving on cars that actually have wheels that have been manufactured in Visakhapatnam. The other company is a BPO, just like the colleagues that I've just talked about. They have about 1,700 employees in Vizag. It was founded in 2004 when I took my friend over and said, this is the next plateau for IT, and he has been a very happy camper since. With that said, let me hand over the mic to Phani Kishore Garu.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Minister Dr. Palle Raghunatha Reddy Garu, Minister for IT, Government of AP. Honorable office bearers of TIE, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a proud privilege for me as I stand before the distinguished guests to tell you something about Andhra Pradesh. This delegation is about sharing with you a saga, a story of a rising state, a greenfield state, and therefore I say, welcome to the story of a sunrise state of Andhra Pradesh. Let me just begin with you, giving you a brief outlook about the investment opportunities in Andhra. Now, this is the global perspective about what people talk about Andhra Pradesh. I don't have to read that. I think it's on the screen. Now, India is projected to become the third largest economy by 2030, the largest economy by 2050. So that explains the Make in India and the scope that lies for you beginning now up till 2050. And that's the comparison that you can have with the GDPs on purchasing power parity between the United States, China, Japan, India, Russia, and Brazil. Now, Indo-US relations have actually reached a new height. Prime Minister was here. He actually brought a message of what India means and what the relations between US and India mean to us. We actually look forward to a strategic partnership between the United States and India, both in terms of technology transfer, both in terms of collaboration, in terms of investment in India, in terms of not only the industries, but what we're looking up is the startup technology, the incubation, the innovation, the process of ideation. And we need mentors, we need technology gaps, which can be addressed by United States. And we really look forward to that. Now, insofar as our Indo-US relations and trade and FDI are concerned, the diagram explains about the actual FDI flows from US. And I'm confident that curve, that red one, shall go further up in the times to come. Andhra Pradesh, a snapshot for you, a population of 49.4 million, 46.5% is the workforce. Mark my words, 46.5% is the workforce. The skill base, we have approximately 14 big universities. The technology institutions are galore. You are having an IIT, IIM, Indian Institute of Science over there. And we have Jawaharlal Nehru Technology Institutions. Anybody who knows a little bit of India would tell that these are institutes of excellence, which actually generate the technocrats, the experts. And it's very likely said that if in US, you would like to count on the software and technical professionals, you will find every fourth is from India. And out of that every fourth in India, you will find every fourth from Andhra Pradesh. That means out of every 1/8, every 8th person in the United States is from Andhra, and that's the strength of the skill base that I'm talking about. We have 38 SEZs. SEZs are special economic zones where we actually create these exclusive economic areas where we provide incentives for the organizations to set up their units there. These are institutions where the incentives are provided in terms of taxation, in terms of export reliefs, in terms of the input and output relaxations in terms of the duty, and ease of doing business is more in terms of SEZs. And you have 258 industrial parks. Now, industrial park concept is like we are committed to a particular area being an industrial zone. So here, the entire focus is to provide what does the industry need, a specific industry. For example, when I set up an electronic manufacturing unit, I take into account the requirement of that industry in particular and make sure that those inputs which are necessary for that industry to grow in that area are taken care of. So when I'm talking about a textile park, I do take care of the requirement of the textiles over there. If I'm talking about engineering industry, I do take care of the requirement of industrial engineering. So these are exclusive industrial parks, and we have approximately 258 industrial parks over there. 1.5 billion USD investment in industrial corridors. The GDP is 80 billion USD. And not the least, the foremost is the visionary leadership of my Chief Minister, Nara Chandrababu Naidu. He is the one who has actually created Hyderabad. The Hyderabad that we talk about was the vision, was the creation, was the articulation of one person called N. Chandrababu Naidu. And he's the one who has now been given another opportunity to create the same or replicate or better that opportunity. So we are committed to creating minimum of 3 Hyderabad's in the new sunrise state of Andhra Pradesh. And that's my commitment, and that brings me here to share with you my vision, my idea, my expectations, and my appeal to you to contribute to our efforts in realizing the dream that we have. We have, as you would see, can we go ahead, please? The leadership and the vision of my Chief Minister, in his own words, the state that is progressive, highly industrialized, a state that is a center of technology and innovation, and a joyous population confident of its bright future. That is what we want the new sunrise state of Andhra Pradesh as. We want to be the top 3 states by 2022. We want to be a completely developed state by 2029. And I'll share with you, it's not just the ambition, but the steps that we take. I stand in the future, 2029, and I begin to visualize that if I have to be that, what is it that I need to do right now? And I have created those steps, and I'll share with you as this presentation progresses. World Bank has rated Andhra Pradesh as the second best state for ease of doing business. Now, you would see we are at 70.12, and Gujarat is very close. We are competing, a very healthy competition that we have with Gujarat. Trust me, after the publication of this result, we would have actually taken past Gujarat. So this is the World Bank report. In terms of infrastructure, Andhra Pradesh, can you see that these are the airports that we have planned here? This is Kuppam, south of Andhra Pradesh, Tirupati, Kadapa, Dagadarthi, Puttaparthi, Nagarjunasagar, Talepalli-Gooram. Now, these are the places where we are proposing to have the airports. Trust me as I speak to you, the entire RPFs are being prepared and released. And we have operational airport Vizag, which is an international airport where you have flights from Singapore. And we have Rajahmundry, we have Vijayawada, which is very close to the new capital called Amaravati. We have Tirupati Airport. The international terminal was inaugurated by the Prime Minister on 22nd of October. So if you would see, this would be the probably only state where you would be having a brownfield airports, 2 airports, greenfield airports, 5, and existing airports operating 6. I don't see any state in India having so many airports. This actually demonstrates our commitment to have the connectivity be there, which demonstrates how we have come to the stage of the second of ease of doing business. In terms of infrastructure, we are the first state in south of India to have offered 24/7 power. Our generating capacity, as you would see, is more than 10,600 megawatts. We have created additional capacity and have a plan of creating that by 2019, a total capacity addition of 17,000 megawatts. And in terms of road network, you would see, and interesting one point which I really want to make, this coastline, which starts from here, this point, and to the top, we are blessed with a coastline of 974 kilometers. Now, that's an asset, and really we would like to capitalize on that. The reason is we want to use it to develop the inland waterways. Now, we have realized that transportation traditionally cannot be the only source of having the goods be transported from the place of manufacturing to the ports. So we have committed ourselves to creating what is called as the inland waterways, and we have the plan for having inland waterways around 880 kilometers of inland waterways for transportation of goods and passengers. The rail track network is about 7,040 kilometers of network. And the road network, 4,420 kilometers of national highways, all that. You would see there is a 6-lane highway which is running right from Visakhapatnam to the Chennai corridor. So we have actually created a corridor, industrial corridor, which is also called a Silicon Corridor, starting from Chennai to Vizag, and Andhra Pradesh benefits being part of that corridor in that entire coastline of extending from, say, the last part, we say from Nellore to Srikakulam. Human capital is the essence of our ability. And as I pointed you out, Andhra Pradesh has been always focused on skill building, strengthening education system, and building world-class institutions. We have 18 state universities, 343 engineering colleges. Approximately 0.16 million students are taken every year. 400 management schools, 46,500 students are taken every year. 128 pharma colleges, 11,700 students who are taken every year, and 78 industrial training institutes. And after the new state, after the bifurcation, when the greenfield state came into being, we are actually blessed with a couple of good world-class institutions which have come up in Andhra Pradesh. Indian Institute of Management, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, IISER, National Institute of Technology, National Institute of Design, and Indian Institute of Technology in Tirupati. Now here I would like to pause for a while, and I would like to share with you what we have actually created a synergy in terms of education. We have realized there is a gap. continuing with the traditional educational pattern would not actually provide the right kind of manpower that the industry would be needing. So we have actually joined hands with what is called as the Skill Development Council in Andhra Pradesh. And the project that we have taken upon ourselves is to have the students of the third year of engineering and the polytechnic, and then supplement them with the skills the industry wants. So what we have done is we are in constant engagement with technical institutions like Intel. We have an MOU with Google. We are also having MOU with technical institutions, and we are making a constant assessment of what is the skill that is needed for the industry. So there is a curriculum which happens in the university at the same time, starting from the 3 and the 4th year of the engineering. When they're about to complete and come out, we are supplementing them with the skills that is required by the industry. Somebody was suggesting, why don't we have the payroll accounting that is happening here so that we could have some ready-made BPO personnel available. I told them we are already doing that. So we don't want graduates. We want skilled manpower which can be used as an economic strength. So what we have done is, since I've taken over, I've actually impressed upon the universities to start enabling the students to learn certain specific topics like negotiation, economics, finance. So we don't want just technocrats walking out of institutions. We want a complete graduate, a strength to be available to the industries which come out there. And I'm confident, and I was telling the other day, what we intend to do, on a transparent basis, we are deciding to open a website. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to place the entire data about all the students that I have. I'm going to place about all the skill sets that they have. I'm going to give you the entire data about the trainings that they process. So it's now open and transparent for you. So anybody who wants to set up a unit, they do not have to think about the skill. Why? Because you have the data available. You are free to, on a nominal charge, you should register on the website. You can talk, you can negotiate, you can engage this skilled manpower that is available. We are blessed with a strength of 18 to 35, the population that we have, highly skilled people. And that's my strength. And I really want to synergize on that, my strength, and to make it my strength in terms of being a skill base for the industry which is coming up there in Vizag, or in Vijayawada, or in Tirupati, down south. IT department has actually undergone a transformation. We have divided the IT department, the information technology departments, into 3 important pillars. We said innovation, startup, incubation. That's one part of the pillar. And we have recognized that as the future of technology. Then we said the second part of ICT technology is e-governance. And the third part is our IT, ITS, and industry promotion. So we have created 3 different societies. We don't want government interference here. We want government as a facilitator. We want executives from market to come over, take over, give their expertise to us, to guide us, to enable us to have those policies which are relevant for the market at this moment. And Nikhil is a living testimony to the fact. He actually is the CEO of the Innovation Society which we created in Government of AP. He has been picked up from the market, experienced, extraordinary human being. He has his own credentials, and now he heads the CEO of that Innovation Society. And he's in charge of the innovation, incubation, and startup. And trust me, since then he has taken over. We had created excellent facilities of startup. Comprehensive startup village has been created in Vizag. I would request any one of you who's in Vizag, my delegation team which has come from Vizag would vouch for it. State-of-art facility which has been created. And we have more than 150 small startups who are working over there already. With full bandwidth, plug-and-play facilities, state-of-art computers and systems, and a freedom to innovate, ideate, and incubate. We also have created in Kakinada, we also have created in Tirupati, similar incubation centers. Nikhil is in charge of that innovation, and his office is at Tirupati. And let me share with you, can I, Nikhil, or would you? We are going to sign a MOU with University of Texas, Austin, which is considered to be the leaders in incubation. And they are going to set up a huge incubation facility in Tirupati. And that's one of the agenda that we have in this tour. And I also want to share with you that we will be shortly signing an MOU with MIT for a unique facility in South Asia. Never happened before. We shall be having MIT Fab Lab in Andhra University in Vizag. Now, this is a good beginning. And trust me, this is the beginning. And there's a long way to go, we do realize. And my intention, our commitment, and the commitment of my government and the minister himself, is that we shall be collaborating with the institutes of higher excellence and convert them into places of institution or places of study where there is a freedom for people to ideate and innovate. We want mentors to come. I know there are technology gaps. We have realized what we can do. We have also realized where there is a gap in technology, and this gap in technology has to be filled, and therefore we are collaborating with several other universities to come supplement us in terms of mentoring, both the agreements that we're going to sign with leading universities of UK and US, so that we have mentors who can actually train these startups, help them, support them, lead them to have those dreams come up through in India. We have talent, we have ability, we need mentoring. And we have realized that this can be brought through the constructive agreements that we can have with these universities. Insofar as e-governance is concerned, I would like to share with you that recently we launched a comprehensive e-governance program called e-Pragati. For some of you who don't know or would like to know something about Pragati, Pragati means growth, prosperity, and moving ahead. It's progress. E-Pragati means e-governance, progressed, personified. Here, e-Pragati, till now we have talked about entities being thought about as enterprise architectures. Now here is an effort to conceive the entire state as an enterprise architecture. So we have created a state-level enterprise architecture called e-Pragati. This is the 2,500 crore project. British metrics, excuse me for saying that. In India, we use words like crores and lakhs still. So it's 2,540 crore project. And it has 72 different components and 14 different packages, which will come up. And trust me, we are the 10th in the world. Forget about any state in India. Apart from Singapore and Hong Kong, till now, nobody has actually ventured into having conceived a state as an enterprise level architecture. So we have hubs. We are creating what is called as People Hub, Entity Hub, GIS Hub. And all this is big data, one source of truth. And the intention in e-governance is certificate-less governance. We don't want a citizen to come up with certificates. Give me a certificate for your birth, for your death, for your pension, for your education. No. We want the systems to talk about themselves, the ideal way of having the governance, and therefore we have taken the first step. So e-governance is an historic step the government has committed itself. And trust me, when I went to the Chief Minister trying to say something about the beautiful work that we have done, I said, we have, CM Saab, we have done it we want to do it in 36 months. And he just said, why not 24? So the moment I said 36 months, he just took away 12 months. So now we are, the responsibility for us is to complete this entire project in 24 months. Now that's the kind of dynamic leadership that I'm talking about here. Now, let me tell you something very quickly about e-Pragati, because this is very important. It's a unique project, never ever happened in South Asia, trust me. We have actually divided these projects into waves. This is the wave one. The wave one has the primary sector, which is agriculture, fisheries, animal husbandry, and smart water. Then the core of the hub is actually People Hub, Land Hub. This is the big data. This big data is going to be there as the core of this entire project, and all the systems are going to be woven around this core data. We have an e-highway, which I'm going to share about the e-highway. There's going to be an app store. We are committed to having applications be there. Anybody who wants to have any application which is citizen-friendly, we wanted them to host it just like an app store. They can have those applications be there. The citizen has the freedom to download this app and use them. And we have the big data analytics here. We are doing it as a first step. We gave a presentation to the CM, particularly in terms of very intelligent, like, we said, what would be the sensitivity analysis of the news coming in the public domain? So we picked up the social sites, we picked up the newspaper, and see how are the people responding to the government, to the schemes that the government come up with, to the announcements the government. So basically, it's a sensitivity analysis we're trying to do. And then it gives us a scope, a point to intervene. Now, that's an extraordinary project. Just a small tip of an iceberg. We have done it on commodity pricing. How would the price of a commodity behave itself? What would be the trend of it? At what point can I intervene? What is the minimum support price the government can fix? What is the relative price of this product in another state across? So we have done it, for example, on tobacco pricing. Tobacco, we do have a lot of tobacco production in Andhra Pradesh. So how would the prices of tobacco be there, and what's the future of it? Where should the government intervene? What support should the government give to the farmers? So that's the big data analytics we are supporting. That's the core of it. Then you have another sector called education. This is all happening in wave 2. Wave 1. Wave 2 is about health. And then you have the basic works management. Now, the basic works management includes every project that is done in the government. We have what is called as e-workbook. The moment the engineer starts doing the work on the field, it is an e-workbook. Everything would be fed from there to the central system. On a dashboard, you will be able to see what is the progress of the work that is done. What is the point of delay? Where we can come, intervene, support, supplement, such that the targets are met. Similarly, there's citizen engagement. We have already what is called as Me Seva. It's a one-point center where people come, they get their work done. That shall be integrated. So citizen engagement is a part of engagement in the wave 2. Wave 3 is about industry, rural development, urban development, IT infra, productivity, which also includes cybersecurity, which is the core of it. I'm proud to say that we are in constant engagement with Government of Netherlands and Israel in providing and supporting the cybersecurity infrastructure in Government of India as well as Government of AP particularly. Then you have e-procurement, which is already online, and we want to enrich that and integrate in the e-Pragati quick wins. Then there is a safety department, which called citizen utilities like police, smart traffic, jails, emergency management. So the next slide, please. Yeah. So this actually gives you a sense of the work that we are committed to doing it. And the time that the whole thing is going to be done here is 24 months. Trust me, as I'm speaking to you, the entire RFPs shall be complete by February next year, which means if 2,500 crore project, say a multiplier of 4x, which standard, 10,000 crore of project is right there for you to pick up in the AP government. We want people to come up there. We want people to come, take up that project, create excellence in having that be delivered as a part of e-Pragati. That is where my request to you is to please come, collaborate with the Government of AP. We need your support. We need the technology. We need your expertise such that we are able to create a world-class infrastructure for a sunrise state. This is my new capital. My Chief Minister, Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, on 22nd of October, that is one day before I boarded the flight to US, happened to inaugurate this new capital. The state-of-art capital, some of the statistics are out there, overwhelming, phenomenal. 374 square kilometer of the extent, 7,068 square kilometer of metropolitan region, 475 square kilometer future development area, which is the ring outside, 13 million population by 2050 is what we are planning for it. USD 30 billion investment in the next decade. 6 million workforce by 2050, 180 kilometers, world's longest ring road, which is circling out there, the dotted line. 8 planning areas, 7 economic growth corridors, 13 identified focus sectors, and smart city planned with the help of the collaboration with government of Singapore and Japan. The key inspirations for IT, we are committed to two. One is qualitative, another is quantitative. We want to be the first in India in quality and quantity of e-service. Our commitment to e-Pragati actually stands testimony to this commitment. We want to be known as the Silicon Corridor of India. We want to foster innovation culture. We want to make at least one person illiterate in every household. That's our target. Very modest, but very comprehensive, considering the environment that we operate in. We are committed to providing 1 gigabit to all villages. I'll share with you about the AP Fiber Grid project. One entrepreneur at least in every family is what my CM is committed to. In terms of quantitative, our target is to attract investment in USD 2 billion in IT and USD 5 billion in electronics and manufacturing. We have started to create electronic manufacturing clusters The one which was inaugurated by the CM on 22nd was about the mobile industry. We have 4 big, large mobile manufacturing units which have come up and set up as an electronic manufacturing facility. We have committed in the same area 550 acres of exclusive electronic manufacturing just near the international airport at Tirupati. We are committed to having 5% share in national exports of software. Employment of 0.5 million, 100 incubators and accelerators have to be set up. Incubation of companies and startups up to 5,000. 1 million square feet of incubation spaces we are committed to create in public-private partnership, and mobilize a venture capital of US 200 million. I know the target is ambitious, but whenever we have a target, trust me, I stand in that target and start to look back as to what is it that I need to create right now. And going forward, I create the targets which are need to be created. According to this, we have actually come up with fantastic policy. I would like to share with you the policies that have come up with. Now, the incubation centers I'm talking about, we have a signature tower which is being considered. The RFP for the signature tower, it shall be, many people who have been to Hyderabad must have seen high-tech city. This high-tech city was created by Chandrababu Naidu garu. It stands a testimony as a commitment for IT. He said, let's create a tower which shall be called the signature tower. And that tower shall be unique, and that shall be in Vizag. So in Visakhapatnam, we are committed to creating a signature tower, 1 million square feet of space being available to IT industry. And a Millennium Towers, which shall have 3 lakh square feet separately. 400 acres of land have been identified for IT. Exclusive land on the top of a hill overseeing the sea, Bay of Bengal, has been identified. We have 100 acres of electronic manufacturing cluster identified in Kakinada. There is an ITIR region in Tirupati. 450 acres have been identified for electronic manufacturing clusters in Chittoor. We, in Anantapur, has been identified as an electronic manufacturing and IT hub, and we have been able to identify 1,000 acres. Now, let me tell you something about Anantapur. Anantapur is about 60 kilometers away from Bangalore airport. So when you walk from the Anantapur, you actually go through the Bangalore airport to go to Bangalore city. So from Bangalore airport, if you need to go to Bangalore, it takes about approximately 2 hours. And the industries which are expanding in Bangalore themselves are worrying, what shall we do? Shall we go towards Mysore side, or what do we do? For them, we said, we have an alternative. You come to Anantapur, which is hardly 60 kilometers away from Bangalore airport, and you can actually reach Anantapur in less than 1 hour time. We are going to give you the quality infrastructure. We are committed to creating an IT hub, walk-to-office kind of a scenario there, with extraordinary facilities like 24/7 power. We have water at 150 feet. You can imagine that's the kind of water level that is available here. And an extraordinary piece of flat land, which we are developing as an IT hub, a choice for expansion for industries in Bangalore and for anybody who would like to set up a manufacturing unit over there. The electronic policy. Now, before I go to the electronic policy, let me share with you about the fiber grid project. We were having some discussions with the gentleman there. When we were sitting with the chief minister and trying to find out, we were just trying to brainstorm, how is it that we can have the bandwidth be delivered to the last mile? So in this, when the brainstorming was going on, we had 2 options. The one option was to dig it up and to have the cable move down. That would have taken a long time, and a lot of money would have gone there, and we are expecting around 4,500 crores is the outlay for that kind of an investment. And trust me, as naive as he could be, but as brilliant as he can be, he said, why don't you use the electricity poles to run the fiber cable? For a moment, we were actually surprised, and we were thinking, oh, is it possible? He said, why not? Trust me, that idea was a small seed for us, and we have created an AP fiber grid. We have used electricity poles to run the fiber grid throughout the state, using the ring and the ring network and the straight line network there. The total cost phenomenally less, 333 crores. Like, there are 13 other states which are now beginning to emulate us. How could you do that? And trust me, even as I'm speaking to you, we have awarded the contract, the work is going on, the grid has been planned. It is expected to be operational by 31st of March. The CM has committed himself in public meetings that I am committed to providing 1 gigabit of connection to the Gram Panchayat level. 20 Mbps of connection is committed to the village level. That shall be supplemented by the terrestrial network, which may be provided later on. But at this moment in time, AP shall be the first state to provide 1 gigabit network till the Gram Panchayat level. That's the kind of commitment I'm talking about here. When you have the connectivity on one side, the issue is about the content. We have begun to create what is called as a digital corporation. A DigiCorp is an institution which has been created, and here we don't want to take the lead here. The government wants just to be a facilitator. We said we shall not have more than 20% of the total worth of this company. 70% shall be owned by the private entrepreneurs. We want them to come collaborate and use this facility. So the digital content shall be provided by them. When the structure is being operated by the fiber network from point to point, we have again left the local connectivity loop to be provided by the private people to their choice. And the digital content shall be provided. We have big giants jumping up. Reliance is shown interest in big way. Wipro has come forward. We have just put up on the AP TS, AP Technology Services, the expression of interest of Digital Corp. My request to you is that kindly have a look at it. We also had the first negotiations, first round of negotiation with people who have expressed interest. Those who would like to share their views on that, about what they can contribute in providing digital content through this fiber grid, you're most welcome. You are most welcome to send the mail. We are interested to know what can be contributed. We want to really collaborate on technology, on platforms such that we can give the best possible platform to people and the best possible content can be delivered to the citizens in a very comfortable, convenient, and economical way. Now, coming to electronics policy, in the electronics policy, we have a special dispensation for the mega projects. So we have actually divided our focus on mega projects and the micro and the mini projects. Mega projects are those which require a little bit of heavy investment. So we said mega projects with greater than 37 billion US dollars, we are committed to providing them a capital subsidy of 10% of the total investment up to 0.7 million USD. We are committed to providing interest subsidy at 5% for a period of 7 years. 50% reimbursement of the cost incurred per employee for skill gap training. 100% of tax reimbursement on VAT, which is a value-added tax. Exemption from electricity duty for a period of 5 years. 10 to 50% of power subsidy based on the size of the establishment. 100% reimbursement on registration and stamp duty. When you register your deed, exemption from inspections and certifications. I know people do have an issue. We said you're exempt from all those inspections and certifications. Reimbursement of cost of patent filing. 25% subsidy on 10 lakhs for cleaner, greener production measures. And a rebate on land cost up to 25%. Now, this is a huge, huge fillip for the electronic industry to come and set up units with us. Now, coming to IT and ITES policies. For mega projects of 600 USDs to 900 USD, the land rebate shall be committed per employee. So here we are really committed to linking the incentives with the employment. We want employment, we want growth, we want development, and I want every single rupee that is spent on the growth and development to be linked with employment in my state. Additional incentives for mega projects with employment greater than 5,000 in 5 years. We are giving you the rental subsidy. We are giving you the capital subsidy of 10% of the total investment. The subsidy on bandwidth for connectivity up to 20%. 100% reimbursement of registration and stamp duty. 25% power subsidy for MSME, which is medium and small scale industries, up to 3 years. 100% exemption from electricity duty for a period of 5 years. We are giving you reimbursement for cost of patent filing, 20% subsidy on quality certifications, 5% grant on MSME on year-on-year growth, assistance to IT professionals employed within a period of 2 years from the date of establishment, and 50% reimbursement of cost of promotion at an international events when you set up a unit over there. Now, this is a policy which has been announced. And I was getting present to the fact that, okay, fine, you have a software industry, and this software industry cannot actually wait up till 1 year or 1.5 years of buying a land, setting up of a unit. So can we talk about a facility being given to a software industry which can actually scale itself up in 3 months? So you decide today to set up a unit there, and you want to scale up yourself. What is it that the government can do such that you can begin your operation within 3 months from the date you decide to operate in India, particularly in AP? So after we were there. In fact, me and Minister Saab, we actually thought of something. We said, let us think out of the box here. So we made an assessment. We said, on one hand, when you ask companies to come and invest in land, there is already a committed capital. So we got some survey done through KPMG, and we found there was a 10 lakh square feet of constructed space available there, unutilized constructed space available in Andhra Pradesh. I said, lo and behold, one time, on the one side, you are asking them to construct. There's already a constructed space out there. What is needed is the connect that you can use this space. I said, OK, I'm coming up with a policy. And it took me a lot of courage to go back to the cabinet. There was a lot of support which was given by my CM. Trust me, when this policy was put up, it was new, uncharted. But then when the policy came out, trust me, it is something which excited most of the industry colleagues. We said, owners of the spaces which can be converted into plug and play shall register with the government as a designated technology park. The moment you register with me as a designated technology park, any software industry which comes and sets up unit, takes the space on lease, I am committed to providing 50% of that lease shall be reimbursed by the government. I said the bandwidth is the next backbone for the software industry. I said 25% of that bandwidth shall be provided by me. I said 100% of the electricity duty shall be given by me. 100% of the registration of that lease deed shall be provided by me for the first time and 50% for the second time. Employee cost is a major cost for software industry, and I said, let's have 2,000 rupees per employee per month be given as an assistance to the software industries which set up units under this scheme. This is a 1-year early bird policy, a small window which has been created. Anybody who registers in this policy for this 1-year time shall get this benefit for 3 years to come. Now, you may ask a question. OK, fine, that's for the software. So what lies for the DTPs? I said, fine. Those who set up the DTP and who actually commit themselves to create the plug-and-play facility for the software industry, any interest cost they incur, 10% of that interest cost shall be subsidized by us. And I said, to the extent you lease the space, for example, you have 10 floors, you give 2 floors of lease to my IT industries. I said, to the extent pro rata, the insurance that you undertake, the property tax that you pay, I shall pay back to you. The intention is I want more and more of these realtors to create places fit for the software industry on a plug-and-play basis, so that if you decide now, within 3 months, you can actually shift and start doing your business. Then I said, for IT industries, a plug-and-play facility is not the only thing. We need the right kind of environment. We need the right kind of facilities to them. If you are going to set up a cafeteria, if you're going to set up a conference room, if you're going to set up some common facilities, I am committed to providing to the DTPs a one-time 10 lakh rupees of grant, no questions asked. So this actually has churned the whole game into a complete new realities. Now it's like the other day we had 2 companies which came and said, what do we do? I said, the field is right open for you. And we're going to provide the entire database of spaces which are available to you. You can just go, occupy those spaces and start doing business with no time. No gestation period for you to scale it up. So that's the second policy that we're talking about here. The first of its kind, the unique policy for setting up IT and IT units in Andhra Pradesh. Next, please. We also have some private facilities available in Andhra Pradesh. We have private entrepreneurs who have taken the step, the risk, the commitment to invest in land. They have developed this as industrial parks. One of them is Sri City, which is located very near the Chennai. They are rated among the best SEZs in India. They are approved electronic manufacturing clusters. The land cost at USD is 85 per acre. Strategic location, very near to Chennai. It is an integrated township, dwelling on the concept of walk to office. So my request to you is that please go to the website and have a look at the kind of facilities which are available. This is particularly useful for electronic park, ITAs industries, and BPOs which can be set up. At this moment in time, I would also like to share the policy of Government of India. See, Government of India is actually committed to setting up BPOs other than the metros. So there have been enough congestion in metros. We want the BPOs to go away from the already established zones of ITES. So in Andhra Pradesh, we have a facility of setting up BPOs where you can, there's a quota which has been created. 2,200 employees can be generated under this scheme, under BPO. And for each employee, the Government of India is committed to giving a grant of 1 lakh rupees per employee. Now, this is another policy which I thought I would bring it to your knowledge. This is another incentive which is available apart from those which I've already mentioned over there. I talked about incubation centers. These are the incubation centers with 1 GPBS connectivities. At Vizag, the startup city, these are the actual pictures, which I'm just trying to flag you up there. At Kakinada, at JNTU Anantapur, at Tirupati, the state-of-art incubation towers. Now comes the basic, the point that I want to share with you is AP Smart City Initiative. We have realized that infrastructure doesn't make a city smart. What makes the city smart is the technology that drives it. We are committed to inviting suggestions. We are open for collaborations in terms of technology. And for this, we have come up with an initiative called AP Smart Cities and Villages. We are wanting your expertise in these areas. We want your expertise in having smart schools, waste management, utilities, transport, law and order, school. Now, these are the areas which are potential for you, and we are willing to join hands with you in creating smart cities. These are the areas where we really look forward to collaboration and cooperation from you. On the smart services, we want your support, your proficiency in agricultural management, governance, capacity building, and social governance. These are some areas which I thought I could flag it up for you, where the Government of India would be welcoming you with open arms to collaborate with us and to contribute your technology and our skill for having the Smart City Initiative. Now, the opportunities for electronic and IT sectors, we have, as I've already mentioned, I think it's just a repetition, so you can go to the next slide. Okay, fine. My invitation, join us in this journey of excellence. Let us partner to achieve the progress and online, all over inclusive growth. I've come here with a message from my Chief Minister, and my minister is out here in person. This visit means a lot to us. This is a step for us to bridge the gap of information. I know so much is happening in Andhra Pradesh, and I'm sure, my presentation would have actually added some kind of a value to you. We really wanted to share this information with you, fill up the gap that exists in terms of what's happening in AP and what's available as an opportunity to you. My invitation from the Government of AP is to please join us. We are willing to collaborate. We are willing to work together in creating cities of extraordinary excellence. We want to create a state with par excellence e-governance. We want to create hubs of electronics, manufacturing, IT, and extraordinary e-governance through e-Pragati. We have already committed ourselves to e-Pragati, but we want you to come and share with us in taking one of those packages in that e-governance where you can contribute, say transportation, say security, say cybersecurity, say agricultural management. Wherever you have an expertise, wherever you have a technology, we would like to have you with us, collaborate, share, and cooperate with you. I thank you for giving me this opportunity. I also thank you for patiently hearing with me. Lots of information I gave to you quickly. Excuse me for that. There was a lot to share. The time was limited. I think this must have actually added value for both of us. Thank you so much.
I think we'll take some question and answers. So we have a mic that goes around. So if you can raise your hands, we'll make sure that... Okay. One second, the minister, honorable minister, wants to make a few points.
My secretary, Sri Kishore, my CEO, Nikhil Agarwal, my teammates, the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure and a privilege for me to participate in this pleasant evening event. Let me congratulate, first of all, the team members of TAI for arranging this beautiful event. My secretary explained everything in detail. Anyhow, I would like to add some more points. under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, the government of Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, has taken unique position in information technology and electronic industry. It is because of him only the Hyderabad city has got international recognition in the entire map of the globe. The aim of our government is to make Andhra Pradesh as one among the 3 top states in India by 2022. Number 1 state in the country, that is in India, by 2029. To make the best destiny in the entire universe by 2050. This is the concept of our government. Our government strongly believes that the technology is the backbone of economy. Soon after assuming the charge, our Chief Minister brought out a blueprint. The vision of the blueprint is to develop Andhra Pradesh as a knowledge society of the global repute, with a focus on enhancing the quality of life of its citizens through high quality education and healthcare, increased activity in agriculture and its allied activities, creation of requisite employment by promoting information technology and electronics, overall providing good governance. This is the vision of our blueprint. For the growth of electronics and information technology in Andhra Pradesh, we have introduced 3 policies. IT policy of 2014, electronic policy of 2014, and the innovation and startup policy of 2014. We cannot find this type of policy anywhere, any state in our country. We have introduced a single window system. If you apply for any industry or company, we can give permission within a span of 21 days. Even otherwise, it deemed to be given permission. This is the only system, the single window system, adopting in the country. Moreover, ours is the beautiful state with a population of 50 millions. The state has 974 kilometers of coastal area, as our secretary told, beautiful airports, beautiful pilgrimage centers, the world top class temples are there, Tirupati, Srikalahasti, everything. I would like to quote one thing here. If you want money power, go to America. If you want manpower, go to China. If you want mind power, go to India, particularly Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh, there is a lot of scope for the entrepreneurs to invest. It is because there are 3 points. Number 1 point, there is a rich talent pool in our state. There are 287 degree colleges with an annual intake of 2.4 lakhs. There are 1238 professional colleges, MCA, MBA, MTech, engineering college, polytechnic college, with an annual intake of 3.6 lakhs. That means approximately 6 lakhs graduates are coming out of our institutions. That means you cannot find this type of talent pool in any country, I can say. Much talent pool is available in our state. Second thing, our policies are like this. So many incentives, facilities were extending from our side, as already explained by our secretary. Third thing, you are implementing e-Pragati. It is unique. You cannot find this type of project anywhere in Southeast Asia also. Out of 186 countries, only e-project will be implemented in only 10 countries. We are taking this e-project, and it will be completed within a span of 2 to 3 years. So these are the facilities available in our state. It is the right time, appropriate time, I can say perfect time for the entrepreneurs to invest in the government of Andhra Pradesh. So I am requesting all of you, kindly visit Andhra Pradesh and see the incentives, facilities, whatever available. On behalf of the government, as minister, I can assure you, we will extend all the facilities what you need there. Kindly visit immediately to Andhra Pradesh. Thank you. Thank you. I thank the organizers for giving this golden opportunity to address all of you at a time. Thank you. Thank you, Rana. Now, I am introducing my coordinators in America. He is Mahesh Babu. Next one, Sridhar. They are looking after. If any problem is there, they will attend to you. And once again, our CO is there, very good officer, my secretary, more energetic and excellent officer. We are having a very team. Moreover, I worked with our CM last 20 years. I have not seen such type of politician anywhere in the world. He is the man with high information, high knowledge, high energetic. He works 20 hours per day, our Chief Minister. It is a privilege and pride for us to work with him. He is the icon to the Andhra Pradesh. It is brand ambassador, information technology to Andhra Pradesh. It is because of him only Bill Gates came to Hyderabad and established that cyber city there. Thank you, Ronald. I will hand over the mic to anyhow 2 or 3 sentences.
I think whatever the Secretary Sir has said and Minister has said, I agree with every word of it. And as the Secretary has already said that I come from your side. I was an entrepreneur and I was an academic. I was teaching in Edinburgh, before that at Cambridge in England. And I came to Andhra Pradesh to serve the country and serve the state just because of one person. That is the Honorable Chief Minister. You know, it's always been said, and we know as an entrepreneur or as a corporate people, you don't choose a company, you choose a boss. So I think I have chosen my boss well. And I must agree with that. If the CM is working 20 hours a day, Minister is working 21 hours a day, and Secretary is working 22 hours a day. Now I'll give you a very small incident. Secretary joined only 2 months back, and we were in Tirupati. And we have to sign an MOU in the morning, 8 o'clock. And he was in Tirupati, and I was staying in some other hotel. At 1:45, I received a call for first time. You know, we have just started working. I received a call from the secretary at 1:45 in the morning. I said something must have happened. Something wrong must have happened. You know, you don't receive a call for office work at 1:45. I don't think anybody will receive. He said, "Are you sleeping?" I said, "Yes, sir. Of course, I'm sleeping." He said, "No, you cannot. We have to. This MOU has to be done." I said, "Okay." So I woke up and opened up my laptop, and for 30 minutes, we completed the MOU. He had a darshan to do at 4 o'clock. He did the darshan. 6:30 again, he was back. 7 o'clock, we were at the venue. We received the Honorable Minister. 8:30, we signed an MOU. And this is a story which is going on since we started. All the delegation members are there. In fact, I will invite all the delegation members to come over here for a moment. Or our delegation member from Andhra Pradesh. Reddy. Shiv Kumar. Pratap. And they can vouch that we started on, I have forgotten when we started. Friday?
22nd.
23rd. 22nd was the Amravati inauguration. 23rd we started. We reached in this country on Saturday morning. 8:30. Our first engagement was in the afternoon. We were in the engagement at 1 o'clock. There were 1,000 people we engaged. Then the evening, there was another public engagement. So we didn't have a time to even get over the jet lag. So in fact, I was joking with the Pratap this morning. Now it's no more a jet lag, it's a SFO lag. So I will request for 30 seconds or 1 minute each of you to just quickly tell about how's the experience of working in AP and if any questions you have, you can wish to take. I will start with Shukmar.
Actually, I have not prepared myself, Nikhil. So, as the Prime Minister said, it's Man Ki Baat. That's like, that's what he said. So I should talk from my heart now. Experience has been quite good. I was an entrepreneur, for 15 years now. I was a student here before I moved back to India in 95. Had I not moved back to India in 95, I would have been part of TIE, trying to start an entrepreneurship here. However, my ties back in India has taken me back in 95. That was against all odds. When I went back to Andhra Pradesh, I was told, that there's no internet available, and, I didn't know how to do business. In 98 is when, I started my business, Maple Software, mostly into healthcare. And when I started, things started just evolving. Unfortunately, we had that CM, Chandrababu Naidu Garu, who actually started this IT and, that revolution. And certainly that is the time when I felt that there's no looking back. And thereon, we moved on and, we built this company. Today, we have a company in healthcare with about 250 people. And about a couple of years back is when, again, I started feeling, is IT going down? Is it the right time, right place? And as you all know, the state is divided. The entire IT has gone into to Hyderabad, where we started feeling again a gap, a void. That's when again the new elections have taken place. CM has taken over. Again, he gave assurances, and again we started having new energy. But honestly, let me be honest here. He's already 10 years older than what he was when he actually started IT in 1995, 98. I started feeling, is he going to live up to the expectations? Is he going to do the same magic? Is he going to use the same magic wand that he used before? Okay. Until three things that have changed my opinion about the Chief Minister once again. One, the new state, the Amaravati, as you all already know, the capital that he wanted to form. He started pulling the land, about 30,000 acres. In India, it is not an easy thing to pull in that kind of land. And he did it within a span of 6 months to build the capital. The second thing, I don't know how many of you are aware, October 12, 2014, Hudud cyclone has hit Visakhapatnam, the place where I come from. It is such a damage, you won't believe it. And this man was waiting a couple of hours away from the city where I come from, just waiting for the cyclone to come down. He walked into the city along with all the equipment. He moved into the city. From the next day, he started clearing the debris, giving assurance to people, giving confidence to people like us that I'm there with you. For the next 10 days, this man was there, and that's the assurance that, that made me feel that I trusted the right person. The third one, about 4 months back, Nikhilji, you were not there. We went on a China trip. This man is working with the same vigor from morning 7:30 to night 11, assuring, attending all the meetings, along with all of us. Then these three things changed my opinion about our Chief Minister. I started feeling confident. I said, this man is going to deliver. And I said, the new wave of IT opportunity or the new opportunities are coming into the state. And from then on, whatever he said, I started believing, including E-Pragati. No more questioning about whether he can do it or not. For some time, I felt maybe he lied about his age. But that's not true. But he's got the same vigor. I'm sure he's going to continue with the same vigor. So with this, I want to assure that you'll be in the right place if you come there. And people like me and Krishna Mohan, who are the entrepreneurs from Visakhapatnam and this new Andhra Pradesh, we want to assure either you can tie up with us in case you don't feel confident that you can start on your own, or you can start on your own because Secretary Saab and Minister have already assured the infrastructure as well as the talent pool. So otherwise, we are there. You can experiment with us. You can go through us. We can do a build, operate, and transfer in case you wish that, that it should be done. So with this assurance, I request Krishna Mohan to add a few points.
Hi there. Good evening. Thank you. Actually, I'm a very happy entrepreneur today. Just happened within 1 year, I wanted to move away from Vizag. So I started a company in Vizag, and that's very in a niche domain, UC space. And 70% of my employees were to come from other cities like Pune, Delhi, Mumbai. Imagine, and they don't even know where Vizag is. So that's a kind of challenge I took over. But the bigger challenge was infrastructure. There was no power, and there was no proper ecosystem built in Vizag. So since the new government has come into power, and the new administration, including the new secretary and chief minister, we see a whole lot of difference in the way things are happening now. I mean, we don't have to wait to meet with a bureaucrat, don't have to wait for any approval, don't have to wait for anything. You know, they are working like a corporate, true corporate, in terms of the speed of work that happens in government departments. So I would say whatever is being talked about is happening in real time. So I'm a very happy customer as a part of the Vizag IT entrepreneurship. And thank you for being here today. And I came voluntarily as part of the delegation. So they didn't force me to come. So I thought I would come and so, and thank you.
And we are not paying for it.
Yeah, I came on my own. So.
I think it's been a great introduction for Andhra Pradesh, and we will be very willing to take some questions from the audience.
So, hi, my name is Gurumurthy Eleshwar. I come from Andhra. So, unfortunately, I don't see anything in Nellore. I come from Nellore. So one question I had was, you talked about a lot of facilities, right? So what is the process for me to access those? You know, if you can throw some light on it, at least some website. So because I'm trying to do a few things, and I'm in the big data space. In fact, some of the things I do in my company, I'm the founder of the company, in line with what you're trying to do. And so my question is, if I want to make a connection to you or the designated person you have, what is the process, how I go about doing these things? Because I've been here for 22 years, I lost touch, so I don't know enough how I go about doing these things. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking these questions. Right, this is what I wanted to say, but then coming as a question helps me. I hope we've been able to give you this book. It gives you certain kind of information. It also provides the details of website where the complete particulars are there. It also gives you how to apply under the policies which are there. There is one website which I could have, had there been a board, I would have written on that, but I can, yeah, I can say that. We do have an official website. It's there in the book, but still then, I would like to say it out. It's www.apit.gov.in. www.apit.gov.in. And anybody who would like to have more information about e-Pragati, the e-governance project that I talked about, the website would be www.e-pragati.ap.gov.in. I would have loved to have it on the screen, but I'm sorry. I would repeat it again, www.e-pragati.ap.gov.in. Now it's a complete website which has been dedicated for e-Pragati. It gives you the complete detail about what e-Pragati is, the big data structure. It also gives you about the packages. It also gives you about the scope where you can intervene, you can contribute. It tells you where you can collaborate with us, particularly the packages where you have the expertise, where you have the technology. where you can come forward to collaborate with us. As I mentioned to you, the RFPs are going to be issued very shortly. We are against very stringent timelines, and we would like these RFPs to be complete by February, which means that we do have a 4 months time gap here. So I know it's a big challenge for you, but we need to scale up, and it requires. And this is a website where you can get as much information as possible. Back on this book is my email ID. I would be more than willing to reply to your email queries. If you have any query, any information that you require from us, you would receive a prompt reply from me. And it would be my privilege to answer any question, any information that you require, anything that you want us to supplement in terms of information gap, we would be more than willing to do that. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Mr. Secretary, it's a great presentation. I have been teaching smart city building smart cities at Berkeley with my students. We made several trips to India. We made presentations to Venkaiah Naidu. And this year we're working on your city of Vizag. I have 33 engineering students who are working on technology, and I have business students working on business models. We have several concerns, and I think some of the investors who are making investments in Vizag, one of the problems that we find is your organizational structure. Mm-hmm. In order for your investment to be safe and to be paid back, when we called the collector and said, where is the budget, where's the balance sheet? Because my students have done smart city projects for San Jose, San Francisco, Berkeley, and Oakland. And when we asked for them for a balance sheet, an income statement, we had got one. We know what the city has. But when we called Vizag, they said, well, no one is in charge of Vizag. Some of the budget comes from central government. We don't have control over that. Some of them come from the state government. Some we generate. No one is in charge. So when no one is in charge, how do you have an organizational structure that would repay the investor back the money, even though how smart it is, how technology it is? You don't have the processes in place. If you address that, please.
Sure. That's a very, very good question, actually. This actually tells you the difference between the unique model called India. You cannot have a US model operating in India, I'm sorry to say that. You will have to create a model which is unique, special, and particularly crafted out for India as such. Why? Because the structure that we have in India, the way the finances are allocated to the municipalities, the way the finances actually reach up to the collectorate, to the last level, is completely different than what we see in US. Now, we do not follow what is called as a cost center model or a profit center model. In many of those municipalities, you don't even file a double entry system of accounting. Still, there is a single entry system of accounting. If anybody knows a little bit of public accounting systems, I do specialize in that. Being a finance man, I can share with you. They still follow the single entry system of accounting. And I know there is a major lacuna in operating with a single entry system of accounting because there is no balancing there. So the balance sheet that he's asking for is not there. It doesn't mean that there is nobody in charge. So, Professor, let me correct you. There are people in charge, and there is a vibrant economy which is running, a democracy which has survived for more than 60 years and is looking forward to be the #1 in the world. So maybe the balance sheet model may not work there. We will have to come up with something else. But the fact of the matter is, things are moving. We have actually committed ourselves to shifting from single entry to double entry. When that happens, you will have a balance sheet. Till that time, you will have what is called as an income and receipt only. There won't be any balance sheet because there won't be any double entry system. So, Professor, that's a point where you won't have a balance sheet for Vizag, but you will have finance statement, you will have resources, you will have application of funds, and you will have people to be in charge. The budget comes from the center, is allocated to the municipalities under various departments, because collector is like your mayor. Now, he gets the funds from various departments. All the departmental pool of funds come to him, and he's the one who actually is in touch with the citizen. So when you want a balance sheet, how do you create a balance sheet? There's no double entry there. It's not possible to have a double entry there because the system of accounting in India is completely different from that of US. So my request to you, Professor, is to have that be unique for situations like in India.
We also studied GIFT City same model as the Bay Area city.
Yeah.
So the gift city, which is operating in India, I think that is a very ideal model. So why can't you have the same model in Vizag?
No, there are models. Gift City is one of the models. It's not the only model. Maybe we are working on something which would be better than that. I was working with Gujarat. I was a commissioner in Gujarat before I came to Andhra Pradesh, so I am aware of Gift City. So as Professor is pointing it out, I know Gift City is a unique model which they have created. They have actually shifted for a limited purpose to a double entry system. So here we don't want to create a pockets of isolation here and system of accounting. Accounting has to be unique. It has to take the entire state into account. It has to be one unique solution instead of having pockets of double entry here and the whole system being run on single entry. Gujarat actually runs on single entry, Professor. And only for the purpose of Gift City, they have created what is called a double entry system of accounting and a balance sheet, which I think is quite a temporary kind of an arrangement. We are actually looking forward to a more vibrant kind of an accounting system, which can actually take into account all aspects of the funding which comes from various departments. And there are grants which come from the center. There are grants which come from the international organizations. So all that, the process is on, Professor. And I think going forward, we will have that kind of a system which will be much more convenient for you to deal with.
Yeah, because transparency is very important.
I got that.
And I think an investor wants transparent financial statements.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tom.
Phani Kishore garu, Srini Madala has a point to add to that, so if you don't mind.
Please go ahead.
Yes, okay. Hello, my name is Srini Madala. I'm the charter member here for many years, and I own a company called SoftSoul. And so I wasn't actually planning on speaking here, but I felt like I should share something that I know. There are a couple of topics that came in for discussions and regarding our CM and environment in Andhra Pradesh for investment. So that was back in '97. There was a July 4th weekend here. We have a 3-day weekend. So I just started a company at the time, Silicon Valley, and I had a chance to visit Hyderabad. And it was a 3-day weekend. On a Saturday, I had a chance to meet the APIC chairman, Dr. J.P. Narayan, and also CM, Chandrababu Naidu, and also STP director, Jay Chaudhary. And I can vouch for it that they actually gave me a computer and paper to print the application. And I ended up actually starting a company there. We still have a wonderful facility next to High Tech City. It's called SoftSoul. You can see that. So I can guarantee you that Mr. Naidu, when he says something, he will honor that. And so after that, I had some experience with the next government because I had no reason to do anything more in Hyderabad, but this time in Vizag. So oftentimes, as in any developing country, with the government, things change. They're not consistent. I mean, it's not in the US. You could go to each state and getting a driver's license is almost identical. It won't be like that. So in between, this time we tried to do something in Vizag. And again, through APIC, we filled up an application. We actually paid the money. This was before the real estate boom. We actually we paid the money for the land. We paid the money for development. And then they forced us to lease the same thing that we actually bought from them. I mean, this is not a joke. This is true. And it continued. And that's because what happened was the folks down there, they wanted to promote SEZs. And one of the conditions for SEZs was the government should own the land. But by the time they sold the land to us. but they had so much pressure, they went ahead and forced us to lease the land from them. And we were reluctant to do it. So they actually blockaded our access for us to get to the facility, at the same time forcing us to get employment so that, because you committed employment. So you can't force us not to complete the construction and again force us to honor so these kind of things could happen. But at the same time, and then now the JP government has come, states are separated and the CM is there, and then he took care of everything else. I mean, right now it's a breeze. So I can attest to you that even the wrong that was done is being addressed in a simple, amicable, in a very fast way. So I'm here to watch for my own experience over 2 decades. And we are used to being transparency. We don't like games. So my advice as entrepreneurs is go do something in AP. As long as CM is there, it's going to be fine. But governments could change, but I would encourage you to take steps so that you don't depend too much. And if I were to do it again, I would actually buy the land myself and not rely on the government. For instance, I started a foundation, and it's in about 2 hours from Hyderabad. It's like, you can check it up, it's my last name, mandala.org. And I just paid for my own money and got the land. So oftentimes, the entrepreneurs here, they're not really starving for money or anything. We're not looking for discounts. We're not looking for subsidies. What we're looking for is transparency. And my experience with CM Naidu is that, he's man of his words. So hopefully it will continue, and hopefully we'll have a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Any other questions that we'd like to get the mic to?
Oh, hi. My name is Sunil Ravipati. Thank you for the wonderful presentation, Mr. Minister Garu and Mr. Secretary. So you mentioned about how IT is helping the local business. Tobacco is one instance. And I would like to mention that we own a quartz mine near Vijayanagaram. I'm from Vizag. And we provide a lot of employment. But I don't see a lot of trading platforms where the small business owners, especially in infrastructure, like minerals, metals, which India is rich in, is not exposed to international trading. So that's where I've been doing a lot of international reach with some of the companies here. And I realized that I think that's one area where IT could play a vital role in bringing the small business owners to the international field. So that's where I see that there could be a lot of potential there. Yeah.
Absolutely correct. The point, very well taken point. As I shared with you in the presentation, now the data which is being taken by you is actually distributed data. You will find that isolated in the pockets in various websites. Part of them are Government of India websites. Part of them are private websites which are being developed by some dedicated trading houses. We, in the C-Pragati, as I told you, in one of the waves, you have what is called as E-Mandi. E-Mandi is just like E-Chopal that ITC created a couple of years back. Now, when you are having E-Mandi, this E-Mandi doesn't mean it's only for trading of agricultural commodities. E-Mandi is actually a platform for e-trade. It actually means e-trade, where we have incorporated every single tradable commodity, which includes mines, minerals, and goods, services. So that once that platform comes into being, this question that you raised will be addressed in that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
The presentation was good. I had a question like, we keep following the news and we read that Wipro has been roped in for the e-Pragati. Yeah. So what is that they do and what is that you are expecting others to contribute and what is that you...
See, Wipro has joined hands with us in the entire design of it. So technically they are out of the execution part. So the professional tenants easily say that if you are associated with being an architect for a particular project, you can't execute it. So Wipro shall be out of this picture. So, which clearly means that the structure has been created by them, leaving the field wide open for people to come and contribute.
Wish you had a question.
Yes, yeah. First of all, thank you for very generous presentation, very informative, very exhaustive. So I really applaud you guys for really doing it. We've seen many other states, many other cities, many other governments, but I think you've been, you get the prize. Okay, thank you very much. But that's awesome job. Yes, absolutely. So here is one question, because I absorb a lot of information, and you got so many products, so many initiatives, so many programs. They're all really looking pretty good. So let's say all of us in this room, we're all very net savvy, web savvy. So let's say if I have a project, I'm pretty sure many other people have this idea. I just want to do this. Can they go to a website and you can just navigate and can I get configurator? Okay, if you want to do that, you pick that, you pick that, you pick that, you pick that, and all of a sudden I get my package. Can you? Does your website allow? Does not allow? I would suggest that you do that, please. That would be really very helpful. Okay?
I know. I mean, the way you suggested, that could not be the way. Like you can just pick this thing up like that. India has, navigation in India is a little tricky out there. But let me assure you, that's what we really aspire for. And that aspiration is not a long-term goal for us. Trust me, when you have this e-Pragati going in next 12 months, the first phase will be over. It will be be exactly the way you said. I can pick it from here and here and here, and you'll have the final thing up there. But at this moment in time, what you have now is a website where you have the complete details, documentation, information, and application available. This is completely transparent in the sense that uploading itself can be done through the net. You don't have to physically submit any document. It can be uploaded. Easy uploading of the document. All information is available. Navigation through the information, like just you have a system out here which actually can take you like a calculator of your taxation. Sorry, it doesn't happen this way. At this moment, we don't have that kind of a facility, but really look forward to having that. I mean, that's in my point of goal. But at this moment in time, what we are committed to is to give transparent information, freedom to upload document, and transparency in providing opportunity for a private enterprise. These are the three major goals to start with, and I'm committed to that. And the websites which I'm referring to and the policy documents do vouch for it. So I would request you, each one of you, to kindly go through the website.
Mr. Kishore, so I have a follow-on, actually, maybe
Sure.
suggestion, a
Sure.
question. So could you offer a human assistant, just like a shopping assistant? So I'm going through my shopping, I'm navigating, because all people are very tech-savvy, right?
Absolutely.
So if they get stuck somewhere, can they just now dial a number, and can somebody call them back right away, or can a human assistant can come online right away? Since you have a lot of manpower, a lot of good minds.
Thank you, sir, for asking this question. Actually reminded me of an initiative which I forgot to say. We have a 24/7 call center coming up in the next 1 week. I don't know. I mean, things are happening. We were on a flight from Hyderabad to London, and I was discussing with Krishnamohan. Krishnamohan, tell me, what is the problem? You are the customer. Tell me, what is the problem that you're facing? And we were discussing in flight. I said, 6 hours of flight shouldn't go waste. And there was a lot of transparent exchange of information. In that process, I'll share with you what transpired, but let me just finish up with this. We are going to have a call center 24/7, which will actually guide you with respect to every question that you have, insofar as your investment policy is concerned, and also the procedure of uploading any application or any documentation is concerned. So you will have somebody who's available to you anytime, because when it's night here, it's day out there, and because of the difference, we will have 24/7 a call center which shall be available. We shall very shortly, and I'll ensure that that number is actually given to the TIE so that it can be shared with all of you, the partners of my journey. And any question that you have, trust me, if there's a question, there is an answer, they will be able to give you. If they are not able to answer your question, they'll take your mail and we'll be able to get back to you in no time. That's my word as I stand here. Now, coming to the question that I said that they were facing some problems, some challenges of issues. And in that short spell of 6 hours, we said, fine, here's it. That I said we will be having a special purpose vehicle to look after the entire IT industry in Andhra Pradesh. This happened in 6 hours of flight, trust me. We said, you cannot invest. The government is not committed to creating this kind of tech. Let's partner. So, and we said, going back to India, as I land up over there, I'm committed to creating a special purpose vehicle which shall look into the problems of all the problems of IT industries, including transportation, the safety of the employees, the facilities being given to the IT industries. So I really want to take away the distance of the IT industry from the government. And this SPV shall be a contribution both from the IT side and from the government, and we committed to contribute resources, and independent vehicle which shall be committed to the cause of delivering what the IT industry requires in India. So thank you, Krishnamohan, for your advice, and it's been really a wonderful suggestion, and I hope that's going to contribute so much to the welfare of our IT community in Vizag and other places. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. So I've heard that the capital region is consisting of about 9 zones. Yeah. 1 zone specifically dedicated to residential areas, 1 with IT, 1 with manufacturing. So, given that to build an ecosystem, you need both people who work and then also the basic infrastructure. What are the timelines that we are expecting? I mean, to replicate the ecosystem that we have here in Silicon Valley, it's not going to happen in a short time. And given that AP was not given a special status, so what are the timelines that we are expecting where you get the funds to build the basic infrastructure?
A very pertinent question. The reality is the capital city, the kind of capital city we have planned requires tremendous amount of financial power. The grace of my chief minister has actually prompted the 33,000 acres of land which have been given by the farmers voluntarily without asking for a single rupee. This is a unique experiment which the CM has done. Had it been at 33,000 acres to be purchased in open market, trust me, the cost would have been phenomenal. The capital is out of mind. I mean, you can't even conceive of a capital with that. Now, 33,000 acres of land pooling happened, inside of which the whole capital came up as an idea. Now, as you rightly mentioned, there are zones. What we are planning at this moment in time is to have the administrative zone come up to begin with. So we have lots of offices which are located in Hyderabad. Our challenge is to have these offices be shifted to the capital region. The governance has to go to the people first. So our intention is in the first block, we would like to create the governance in the middle of it. And then we would like to have the trade and the IT. So this is how we are planning it. It shall be the phased manner. The target, the timelines that we're looking up is a minimum of 3 to 5 years is what we are having in mind. The offices of the government would have been shifted by the end of the 2nd to 3rd year. The construction has already been started. MOUs have been entered with Singapore. Singapore has actually volunteered to create the first part of it. The second aspect is the industrial zone, which shall be mapped out such that the areas are earmarked, are clear for us, where the plotting can be done. Industries can actually look for the vantage points where they can start setting up units. So the time span for us, main administration and governance should occupy the front seat. There should be people available in the capital to govern you. Then we will have the IT sector, the industrial zones, all mapped up with that. And the target here is at least 2-3 years, the offices being shifted over there. 5 years, we'll have the rest of the units come up there. But as you rightly mentioned, the whole capital to be conceived and to brought about requires lots of funds. We are raising the funds, might take at least 8 years. I'm sure it shall not be like Chandigarh, which came up for 22 years. And we have learned a lot from that. So we are having very stringent lines, and we are actually looking forward to funds. We are wanting to raise bonds. We are looking forward to very innovative ways of financing projects, including PPP models. And we are actually asking for partnership assistance from World Bank. So even as I'm talking, there are delegations which are there in World Bank, which are negotiating for a deal into the capital and the pockets of which can be financed out of the funds.
Now I invite Prasad and Sridhar both onto the dais. It is because they are willing to have some agreement with the government of Andhra Pradesh. Please announce.
My name is Prasad Rao. I'm chairman and CEO of Pride Bell Group. We are an IT consulting firm. And I've decided to sign an MOU to set up my operations in Andhra Pradesh.
Give a big hand. I want to give you just a 30-second introduction about Prasad Rao Garu. He's a man who built so many companies, especially in the enterprise resource planning, for last 25 years. I know him from the 1996 onwards. And he's not only as Honorable Minister Garu and Kishore Garu, as you mentioned rightly, this is the right time, this is a perfect time, sir. And this is the reason why he came up. Not only that, today, Honorable Minister Garu discussed the point and visited their office also. And they're in the communication build-up, so actually, Kishore Garu. And they're very emotionally also they touched. They want to do something back to the state of Andhra Pradesh. So I'm so honored to give that one to MOU to the in presence of both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say a couple of words here. I started 4 companies, and I had set up operations previously in Mumbai all the times because I had affiliation in Mumbai and I went to school in Mumbai. This is the first time I've taken the step. Though I hail from Andhra Pradesh, I never did that in Andhra Pradesh. This is the first time I've taken that step, not only because of what the minister, what the chief minister, what the secretary are doing, but also because of this man who I know, I trust. He has operations in Anantapur. I'm taking the approach of the build, operate, transfer instead of doing all over again. And I think all of you who are interested might look at that option as a viable option to, piggyback on somebody who has already got something rather than trying to do something from scratch. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prasadara garu. Yeah.
All right, I think if we've wrapped it up, then let's give all of them a big round of applause. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you. I know this is a workday evening, but this has become a very exciting opportunity. I've seen, a full house in all the other private. So this is very, very opportunistic. We've got the minister and the secretary here, and encourage every one of you to take advantage of it. Thank you very much. They will be around for a few more minutes to pictures and Q&A personally, so please go ahead and continue with that. We sign off.